Most people use push-ups as a fatigue test, then wonder why the exercise never builds serious muscle. More reps alone do not create growth. Muscle grows when the target tissue is loaded hard enough, long enough, and clean enough to force adaptation. If your push-ups turn into survival reps, joint stress, or sloppy speed, you are training exhaustion more than hypertrophy. To make push-ups build real muscle, you need to stop treating them like a bodyweight ritual and start treating them like a resistance exercise. That changes everything. Your chest, front delts, triceps, serratus, and even the trunk all contribute, but growth only happens where tension is high and repeatable. Most people misunderstand this because they think bodyweight movements are automatically limited for size. They are not. The real limit is usually poor loading, poor range, and poor progression. If the movement is too easy, the muscle never gets enough stimulus. If the mechanics are messy, the wrong tissues take over. And if every set becomes random burning reps with no control, you are not accumulating the kind of tension that builds mass. The biomechanics are simple once you stop thinking in terms of just doing push-ups. You are pressing your body away from the floor through a fixed hand position, and the muscles that grow most are the muscles forced to produce force through the hardest part of that press. That means your setup matters. Hand width changes which tissues dominate. Elbow path changes leverage. Range of motion changes how much lengthened tension the chest and triceps experience. Tempo changes how long the fibers stay loaded. Body angle changes how much of your body weight becomes usable resistance. Your job is to organize the representative so the target muscles are not escaping the work. Start with the basic setup. Place your hands slightly outside shoulder width for most builds, not extremely wide and not narrow enough to turn it into mostly triceps. Spread the fingers. Grip the floor, and set the elbows at a natural angle, not pinned and not flared. Lock the ribs down, squeeze the glutes, and keep the body in one line from head to heel. Then descend slowly enough to feel the chest lengthen under control. Do not crash. Do not cut the range short. Bring the sternum between the hands, not the face out in front of them. At the bottom, the chest should be loaded, the shoulders should still feel organized, and the trunk should still be tight. Then press away hard, finishing with intent instead of just escaping the floor. Now think in muscle building logic, not just movement logic. If you can do 30 easy reps, the set is not hard enough to be a strong hypertrophy driver anymore. You need to make the representative heavier without losing clean mechanics. One way is to elevate the feet slightly. Another is to use handles or parallettes so you can get more depth. Another is to slow the eccentric and pause at the bottom. Another is to add a weight vest or a plate on the upper back. These are not tricks. These are ways of increasing mechanical tension. That is what turns a push-up from general conditioning into an upper body growth tool. Application matters. If your goal is chest growth, you need to keep the chest under tension through a full pressing path. That means avoiding partial reps that never really load the bottom. If your goal is triceps and front delt growth too, then a slightly closer setup can help, but only if the shoulders stay clean. If your wrists get irritated, handles may let you load harder with better positions. If your shoulders feel crowded, your elbow path is probably wrong. Your scapula may be too stiff, or your depth is uncontrolled. Fix the position before adding volume. More bad reps only build better bad reps. Here's where most people stop, but here's the advanced layer. Serious muscle growth from push-ups comes from combining fatigue with precision, not replacing precision with fatigue. That means sets should end because the target muscles are failing to keep the representative standard, not because your whole body turns into chaos. There is a huge difference between a chest-dominant representative at representative 12 and a survival representative at representative 25. One builds tissue. The other mostly teaches you how to keep moving while your structure breaks down. If you want the body to grow, you need to protect the quality of the tension while still pushing near muscular failure. So train push-ups like you would train any hypertrophy lift. Pick a variation that puts you in roughly a hard 6 to 15 representative range with clean form. Lower under control for 2 to 4 seconds. Pause briefly near the bottom. Drive up with intent. Rest enough to repeat quality. Progress by increasing load, range, or difficulty, not just by chasing more reps forever. You can pair standard hypertrophy push-ups with deficit push-ups for deeper chest loading. Ring push-ups for more stabilization demand if you control them well. Or band-resisted push-ups for overload at the top. The key is that the progression must increase tension, not just discomfort. To retain the skill, film your sets and watch whether the chest is still getting stretched and loaded, whether the elbows are tracking consistently, and whether the bodyline stays organized as fatigue rises. To combine it with other techniques, pair push-ups with dips, dumbbell pressing, or fly variations depending on your equipment and shoulder tolerance. To test it under pressure, use one hard top set close to failure. Then compare it to your earlier reps. The moment range shortens, shoulders take over, or the body starts collapsing, the muscle building version of the set is over. That is the line you need to learn to see. Watch your next push-up session through that lens, because the difference between maintenance and serious growth is usually hiding inside representative quality, not representative count.